Not only were the crops destroyed, the wild boars were so aggressive that they invaded residential areas, even large cities. Many local people's houses were dug up by them, causing severe damage. My family's house was one of them. All the grass in the backyard was eaten clean. This made me extremely uncomfortable. So, I decided to exterminate any wild boars I encountered. Usually, herds of wild boars will break into residential areas at midnight when everyone is in deep sleep. That's when they attack gardens, destroy crops, damage property, and threaten the safety of people. After completing the attack, they retreat to nearby forests where they can hide and continue living. However, this time it would not be so easy. With my anger and determination, I and a few friends decided that we could not let this situation continue. We had suffered the ravages of these wild boars for too long. The decision was made, and we immediately moved to the forest where the wild boars often visited. As I entered the forest, I could not help but be surprised by the number of wild boars here. There were so many that they covered the entire hill. The sight before my eyes made me shiver. The wild boars were not just a few, but a large herd, strong and ready to attack if threatened. From the top of the mountain, I observed and checked the situation. The battle officially began when a large wild boar wandered at the foot of the hill without noticing our presence. With my weapon ready, I decisively pulled the trigger. The gunshot rang out, breaking the silence of the forest. The wild boar was hit by a bullet and fell to the ground quickly. At the same time, my teammates also discovered other targets. Gunshots rang out continuously. Each shot was accurate and decisive. The wild boars began to panic. They knew that their safety was being threatened. However, the wild boars were not easy animals to defeat. They quickly dispersed and sought to hide in the dense bushes, making the hunt more difficult than ever. Without further hesitation, the group quickly moved deeper into the center of the forest. We had to find the hiding place of the wild boars, because only when we found their hiding place could we complete this hunt. As I walked through a dark forest path, I suddenly heard a noise from the bushes ahead. At this moment, I didn't think much, quickly hid behind a large tree trunk. As expected, a fat wild boar rushed out from the bushes. This was my chance. I held my breath, adjusting the scope precisely. A shot rang out, and the wild boar fell down immediately. I couldn't help but be proud of my accuracy. However, the fight wasn't over. Less than a few minutes later, as I was preparing to move, another target appeared. This time it was a bigger, stronger wild boar. It stepped out from the bushes, not knowing that it was getting closer to death. Another shot, and the wild boar also fell. A sense of victory surged within me. Suddenly, a growl rang out from afar. I turned around and realized that my position had been discovered. The remaining boars had sensed the danger. A chase began. The herd of boars quickly fled, running wildly into the forest, trying to find a way to escape. However, they could not outrun us. The hunting team was ready, and we began a relentless pursuit. The boars panicked, not knowing where to run. Another boar was taken down as it tried to run across an open field. Gunshots rang out continuously. Each shot was accurate. Each wild boar was quickly taken down. The hunting trip lasted all day, with thrilling and dramatic chases. The wild boars were destroyed, and we could return with our spoils. We have protected the people, protected the crops, and brought safety to the community. And I know that, despite the difficult challenges, we will always be ready to face and fight for it.
Fruit-laden orchard suddenly becomes a battlefield when a pack of ferocious wild boars rushes in, destroying everything in their path. What will farmer do to protect his year of hard work from the destruction of these wild animals? Let's follow the fierce battle between humans and wild boars in the dramatic and breathtaking chase right after. Dawn broke, our group left the small village and headed into the hills, where wild boars were wreaking havoc on crops. Vast fields of grain and lush orchards looked like a peaceful picture, but the peace was quickly shattered when a herd of wild boars appeared, stirring up chaos right before our eyes. A large herd of wild boars had penetrated deep into the orchard. We quickly split into two teams. One group surrounded the outside of the orchard, while the agile hounds charged straight inside. Chasing the pigs began to move in a chaotic manner, barking loudly, and then a small wild boar ran out of the trees with the frightened look on his face. I was ready, a shotgun in my hand, aimed straight at the target. Boom! Broke the silence. A perfect shot. The wild boar staggered and then collapsed. A miserable cry rang out. But this was the price it had to pay for the destruction it had caused. But that was only the beginning. Inside the orchard, another wild boar roared loudly. It was much larger, weighing at least 120 kg, with jet black fur and glowing red eyes. It charged at an incredible speed. However, the pack of hunting dogs had already surrounded it and attacked fiercely. They had cornered the wild boar with no way out. After dealing with the threat in the orchard, we headed to our main destination for the day. The hill, about a 10-minute drive from the orchard. The rough and the winding roads did not faze us. When we arrived, the scene before us was vile. The hills were high and the trees were dense, a haven for wild boars. As soon as I got out of the car, I spotted a large black-furred boar galloping across the hillside. It looked like something was chasing it, and I knew this was my chance. I raised my gun to my shoulder and aimed. My first shot missed, the boar dodging with surprising agility. But not letting it escape, I quickly reloaded and pulled the trigger a second time. This time the bullet flew straight at the target, a perfect shot. The boar staggered and rolled down the hillside. A sense of victory filled me. From the distant hill, another herd of wild boars appeared, wandering around looking for food. I aimed straight at a large pig with pale grey fur. It seemed to be leading the herd. As the leader left the bushes, I took a precise aim and pulled the trigger. Boom! Bullet hits its head. The leader fell down in an instant. A loud explosion caused the whole herd of pigs to panic. They ran in all directions. Not wasting any chance, I continued to aim and shoot one by one. Shot, then shoot again. Gunshots continued. 1, 2, 3. One by one, the pigs fell.
Ali, Ali.
At this point, with a distance of 500 meters, I knew this would be a real challenge, but also an opportunity to show off my top shooting skills. I aimed at a large wild boar in the distance. With a steady breath, I held my hand steady and pulled the trigger. The bullet flew through the air. The long distance made me nervous, and then, boom! The wild boar was hit and fell on the spot. A spectacular shot at an extremely difficult distance. A sense of excitement and victory spread throughout my body. This was the result of months of relentless training, and this was how farmers fought to protect their crops from wild boars. With determination, excellent shooting skills, and tireless perseverance. Although we had killed one target, the loud noise only caused more chaos among the wild boars. They began to run away, hiding behind the dense trees. Suddenly, from the right side, a huge wild boar rushed out with terrifying speed. It moved like lightning, but my hunter instincts reacted immediately. I raised my gun, boom! The wild boar collapsed to the ground.
present.
Video ends here. What do you think about today's hunting trip? Leave a comment below to let us know. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on new videos. Now goodbye and see you in the next video.